Now I want to quickly cover what this build entails. Just as a quick disclaimer, I'm not level 30 yet, so this build still has some room to grow. I'm also missing a couple of just core pieces or just better pieces in general. So just, this is more of a proof of concept, I guess, more than anything. So the first thing to note is that this is a faith build. I have my stats allocated like this because I have a lot more in equip load because I was trying to run with a normal, a lightweight class. I was trying to make this more of an agile, I guess, battle mage type thing. It kind of works out, but one thing to note here is that the weapon that I'm using is the Spirit Edge, and the roll attack for the Spirit Edge when you're at a normal weight class is very good. So if I do like this roll attack here, it's a 4-hit attack that, well, it's 3 attacks that hits 4 times total. It's very strong. It builds up freeze very quickly, and you can almost just kill anything off of that combo alone. But when you go into a light weight class, you actually lose that combo. When you go into a light, it just becomes like your sprint attack. Whenever you do your dodge, it just looks like this instead when you're at a lightweight load. It's still good, but just not as good, I guess. Just a couple other notes. So I'm using the Spirit Edge, and this weapon does a ton of frost damage. It's pure frost damage, even on its base rune attack, which is Evasive Strike. That looks like this. It gives you iframes. You just do this little like dodge to the right, and then you do a slash. This is pretty solid damage, not anything too exceptional. But the other rune that I'm running with this is actually Blink, and this is kind of what this build was kind of revolving around a little bit. It's just high uptime. I can dodge away very quickly if I need to, and then just jump right back in and build up damage, build up that freeze status effect, and so on. So a couple other things to note. I have focus regeneration on my helmet and my gloves. So this is just giving me some passive focus regeneration. And again, because both of these runes don't take a ton of focus to use, you don't really need that much of a rune, a focused investment. That's I have mine at 16, and I'm not even running a Band of Calmness. Instead of a Band of Calmness, I'm just running 3 auto attack damage increase runes. So I have 2 fierce runes, 2 fierce rings, and a ring of broken promises. The other thing to note is on the pants, I'm using a focus gain on focus use. This really makes Blink even more focus efficient. You can just, you can teleport around quite a bit. So just really lets you be evasive, lets you dodge away, lets you dodge back in. Just really helps keep that uptime. The other thing to note, the reason why I have 18 stamina points allocated is, again, I was really trying to make this into an auto attack oriented build, and I haven't really found a solid piece yet that gives me the stamina refresh on the chance at stamina refresh on damage dealt. I tried running around with the Jade Ring. I didn't quite like it as much, so I just figured I would put a little bit more into stamina, so that way I don't really have to worry as much about running out of stamina, because I'll just have a higher base. And then when you do run out of stamina, you can just kind of blink away and let that recharge, and then come back in and again just be hyper aggressive. As for a couple things that I'm missing in this build, I do need another offhand weapon that can be more of a buff weapon than anything, so I can throw on like damage surge and stamina wellspring, stuff like that. I still need to find something like that. I only just unlocked this slot, which is why it hasn't been completed. And I have a shield on, but I'm debating whether or not it's better to have a shield or a bow. I think it might be better to have a bow in this case, because you kind of are lacking some ranged options in some scenarios, and I think that would just be maybe a little bit better to have. I don't really find myself blocking too much with this build. It's more just iframing through attacks with Evasive Strike or just blinking away. So the shield isn't really doing me too much with the armor and the parry effects and stuff like that. But yeah, that's going to be it for this build. Again, this was trying to be more of a I guess, nerf-proof build. I'm not really using any focus attacks that loop into each other, like cone shot and stuff like that. I'm just using auto attacks to generate my focus and use that generated focus to use Evasive Strike, which is just a single hit. So I think that this build is going to be pretty resilient to any kind of nerfs. I could see maybe a couple things like Blink possibly taking a little bit of a nerf, but overall I think that this is going to be a pretty consistent build. And yeah, I'm curious to see what you guys think about this. How would you change some of this build around? I would try to keep it thematically on point, you know, don't really go into heavy armor, just trying to keep it at cloth or leather, and just interested in seeing what you guys come up with. But this is GooberTroy saying thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.